Hello, gracious souls, and welcome to the corner of the internet that's dedicated and made for your divinity. So welcome back if you've been here before, or welcome if you're new. It's a great pleasure to have you here in this reading. So today's reading is going to be a yes or no one, where we're going to be answering your questions. So if you have any question that could be answered with a yes or no, feel free to ask it, then meditate on your pile, choose a crystal, choose based off of a number of the pile with your intuition. Maybe look at the timestamps. There's going to be a lucky number or an emoji that you're going to like, and you can ask whatever you want. It can be things such as, is this the right path for me? Or is it the right person for me? Should I start the project right now? Should I move into this? And so on and so forth. Now remember, if you hear something for the first time and it completely doesn't resonate, then it doesn't resonate and it's completely okay. There is nothing wrong with you and there is nothing wrong with the pick a card. Everything is okay. Choose only what you believe in. You will always know the answers deep inside. Trust your intuition, and please use the pick a card responsibly. If you receive an answer that you haven't been hoping for, please do not get depressed. Simply take some time to reflect back on yourself and on your feelings, on your thoughts, and maybe look at what can be changed. Sometimes nothing will be changed just because the pick a card does not resonate with you, and it's all okay. What I want you to know, my beautiful beings, is that if you really desire something, it's most likely because there is something for you to be discovered, achieved, or gained. So what you desire desires you. So only use this reading as a confirmation about things that you've already known. So with that being said, I welcome you to all the piles. Today we have 6 for you, and I'm going to show you the crystals. So, okay, this is going to be pile number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and pile number 6. So on pile number 1, we have a piece of citrine. On pile number 2, we have this beautiful piece of carnelian. I'm sorry that it doesn't focus. Okay. Pile number 3 will have the heart-shaped piece of rose quartz. Pile number 4 will have this piece of amethyst. For pile number 5, we have the blue agate. And pile number 6 will have the angelite crystal. So now take all the time that you need to meditate. I will leave the music on and the piles for you to see for 60 seconds so that you can meditate on which one is for you, which one you like, and then head on to the timestamps. You will find each and every one of your piles. And I am very excited to see you there, to see what the cards have in store for you, and thank you. Hi friends, welcome to your pile. This is for y'all that chose the sidetrain, and I'm gonna put it here so that you can see it, so that you know you're in the correct pile. Before we take a look at the cards, I have a disclaimer that I would like you to listen through. It ultimately doesn't matter what the cards say about your situation. What's important is your mental well-being. If you hope for a no and you get a yes, or vice versa, please know that it does not mean that something is or is not for you, or that something will or will not happen. I myself was once hoping for a yes from tarot, and I watched 2 different readings, and both of them said no. I was slightly depressed for a couple of days before I realized that it did not mean that this thing was not for me. I got a no because I did not believe in myself and in my ability to bring about that desired outcome, and tarot simply reflected my inner state to me. I was looking for validation in places other than myself. So your heart will always be the one who's right, not an online reading. Your fate is never set in stone, and you have all the power to always change your circumstances. And now we can take a look at what the cards have in store for you. This is going to be like your main theme. And yeah, let's see. So for you, we have the 2 of Wands. I can show you the cards a bit closer. Then we have the Well. It's interesting because it's actually a card that it's added to this a particular tarot deck. It's not in others. It's like the artist chose to include that one. And we have the 3 of Wands in reverse. So for you, I ultimately feel like this is a yes. Now, I don't know, pile number 1, if you were hoping for a yes, but if it's like about taking some kind of a step, moving into some sort of a decision, you're asked to plan before you take a step. Because with this 3 of Wands in reverse, I feel like maybe you're not necessarily ready in this point here right now that you're watching to take the step. Of course, you can still do it if you want. This is always your choice, and I want you to listen to your own intuition and heart. But I feel like there is some sort of planning that needs to be done. You need to consider your next moves, your next steps, and how you're going to proceed with this situation. And before you expand your view, before you really take the action, take into consideration the probable positive outcomes, probable negative outcomes. How can you move on from a possible negative outcome, or like not negative, it's just if there's an obstacle, what will be your next step, so that you're prepared. And of course, not to be fixated, because life is supposed to also be spontaneous. We need to leave some things up to the divine. But I wouldn't want you to rush into this situation. So yeah, it is a yes for you, pile number 1. I will talk maybe a little bit in a second for people who are hoping for a no. But for those of you still that wanted a yes, what you're being asked to do right now is consider your feelings and your priorities. So be honest about what you can put time into, what you can put effort into, where your dedication can go, and how much you're actually capable of. I mean, we sometimes undervalue ourselves and think that we are less capable. In reality, we can do so much more. But I feel with these 3 cards, the message that I'm getting is so that you do not overburden yourself, so that you do not take too much on your shoulders. Because with the Wands, and then we have the Well, which is like a card that does not belong to tarot, but for me it talks about Okay, we will move into this. The wands are highly creative, and they can talk about motivation and also career. So I don't know if you're moving on with like a creative project, you just thought about one, you're moving in your career, But like with the 2 and the 3 of wands being present here, you're capable of great things. It's just that so that you take the amount of responsibility that you know you will be able to carry out. And with this, the well, I feel before your next step, as I said, you need to take into consideration possible outcomes, like really dig deep. So dig deep both into your situation and into your feelings about the situation. So try to really plan it out, but also take a look at like what motivates you naturally, what inspires you, and how you can implement that into your decision. What are your emotions about the situation? How do you feel? Like for me, this card, the well, calls you to go into the depth of your personality, into the depths of just your psyche, of your hobbies and your likes and dislikes. Just get to know yourself very well and very thoroughly before you proceed with this thing that you're hoping for. And I feel I should also address those of you that wanted a no. So if you did want a no and here it's a yes, the cards are calling you to reconsider your paths. I mean, like, get facts in front of you, see what you're working with, like what's the current energy, what's the current situation, the people, the events that are coming up, and how you can move the situation into alignment with yourself. I think the well here is really calling for alignment, emotional alignment, so that it feels true to you and it feels good. So if you were hoping for a no, get honest with yourself, get deep into yourself, understand your motives. And I feel like if you do it, it will naturally unfold what needs to be changed, what tweaks need to be made, and where and at what time. I feel like it will, like with this 3, it will just unfold this another view in its own right, divine timing. And of course, you have the power over it. You can make it happen a bit sooner or later. But yeah, and ultimately remember that this is always the reading of your current energy. So if you, let's say, go deep, like with this well, into yourself and maybe work on your talents, but you can also work on your limiting beliefs, then you can change the course of an action very fast, and it can happen faster, it can happen slower, depending on what you want. So I think this is it. Now let's look at 2 additional cards that will give us some advice. So what can you do to slide more easily into the situation, and what will happen, like what will help you? So how can you slide more easily? We've got the 6 of Cups, and I feel like it's calling you to choose things that naturally always came to you, even maybe when you were a child. What did you like? What were your hobbies? What were you interested in? And if you still happen to like have similar interests, or you just found, like maybe as a child you loved puzzles, and now in adult life, you're a great problem solver and you like puzzles that come up in real life. So take a look back at what brought you joy in, like, it doesn't have to also be childhood, just in your past. If you have memories that you really look at with nostalgia and you feel, wow, these were great times. I miss them. I loved being in that moment. I loved myself back at the time, or people that surrounded me. Then try to mimic this situation. I just saw 11:11 at the clock. So it can also mean that maybe there was a time in the past that you were surrounded by like angelic energy, or that you felt very light. You just felt at peace and very calm, or this card can talk you to bring this peace and tranquility into your life right now so that you can slide into the situation more easily if you deliberately choose your like the people you surround yourself with, the things that you watch on the internet, the people that you listen to, the music that you listen to. Just for me, it's like take everything that's unpure for you, and that you will know what it is because it's different for everyone. So just what doesn't feel true to you, what doesn't resonate, and leave it for some time, like maybe even some bad habits, and try to find as much joy as you can. And what will help you move into the situation, I feel that we have the Ten of Swords. If you have any negative feelings like anxiety about this situation that you're moving into, pile number 1, it's the Ten of Swords calls you to understand that your thoughts are just these tiny needles and they don't have control over you. And again, we see this like body of water. I feel for you what's needed right now. And also in the well, we find the body of water. For you, I think it's about purification and really deliberately choosing what you're going to be surrounding yourself with in the next period, that you will be planning this thing out and understanding how you want to move forward on your path. So I feel even if you will happen to have any, because we're human, we all have thoughts. There's some like, is it really for me? Will it bring me joy? Will it bring me long-lasting fulfillment? Will it be financially beneficial for me, or whatever it is for you? It's like kind of not pushing these thoughts away because these are yours and they are valid, just observing them and understanding that in this period that you are right now, they don't have much power over you, they don't have much control over you. And really stepping into, I'm also feeling your solar plexus chakra, which is about your personal sovereignty and like independence, your self-image, how you view yourself, how confident you are, because we have a lot of yellow here in this card and this. Also in the well, we have some yellow, and you chose the citrine. So just have a lot of confidence, pile number 1, that you are on the right path. This is a yes for you. You're moving forward with an expansive view. Just take some time for yourself to really know what you're going into and how it's aligning with you. So this is all I have for you. Thank you so very much for listening. I hope everything goes well with the situation. You can always let me know in the comments how it went in some time, or I don't know, just how you enjoyed it. I wish you all the best, luck with this and just in general with your life. It was very pleasant to give you this reading, and yeah, stay safe, always stay true to who you are. Thank you so very much for spending your time with me, and until next time, bye. Hi friends, that shows pile number 2 and the carnelian crystal. I will put it here so that you know that you are in the right reading for you. I welcome you to the pile. Before we take a look at the cards, I have a disclaimer that I would like you to listen through, because it ultimately doesn't matter what the cards say about your situation. What's important is your mental well-being. If you hope for a no and you get a yes, or vice versa, please know that it does not mean that something is or is not for you, will or will not happen. I myself was once hoping for a yes from tarot. I watched 2 different readings and both of them said no. I was slightly depressed for a couple of days before I realized that it did not mean that this thing was not for me. I got a no because I did not believe in myself and in my ability to bring about that desired outcome, and tarot simply reflected my inner state to me. I was looking for validation in places other than myself, Your heart will always be the one who's right, not an online reading. Your fate is never set in stone, and you have all the power to always change your circumstances. So now that we are on the same board, let's take a look at what the cards have in store for you. So for you, we have the Sun in reverse. I will actually show you the cards. Then we have the Hanged Man. I just saw 333 at the clock, so that may be a significant number for you. And we have the Artist. Like, I am not surprised. First of all, it has number 23, so it has 3 in it. And 3 is a very creative number. I don't know, because the Sun, even the Sun in reverse is always like a positive card. So I'm having a hard time interpreting it. I feel like it's more of a no for now, but I feel this is very like when you have clay that you can play with, or before like a new dish goes to the stove, whatever it's called, to be hardened. I feel like your energy in your situation now is like this playful, it has this consistency. It's moldable and it's very changeable. So I feel like this is a very, very slight no. Maybe that's actually what you have been hoping for, but I feel like with the Artist and with the 333, maybe you have been hoping for a yes. But now listen, it's interesting because now I look at the clock again at the seconds, and it was 3-3 one more time, and also the Hanged Man is number 12. 12 comes down to in numerology to 3. So you know what, pile number 2, I am going to be vague in this reading, but for those of you that wanted a yes, I feel like it's a yes, and for those of you that wanted a no, it's a no. So I'm sorry for not like delivering you a clear message, but I really feel like it's a thing that you have been hoping for. It's an answer that you wanted to receive. Just for those of you that wanted a yes, and I said it's like very playful energy and you can mold it. I feel that with this Hanged Man, there just needs to be a certain pause right now, because the Sun in reverse can mean that there is a little bit too much excitement and too much joy. And some of you might think, how is this possible? Like, is this even possible to be overly joyful? But yes, it is. So I feel like the cards, they don't want to take the joy from you, don't get me wrong. They want you to be playful. The Sun in reverse is still a very positive card, but they are kind of like getting you on the lasso and like bringing you a little bit down on earth. I feel like you may have been a little bit in the clouds recently with your thoughts and outlook. And this Hanged Man is calling you to take a pause and look at your situation also from a different perspective. I also feel, pile number 2, that it's a message that you wanted. So again, for those of you that wanted a yes, it's a yes. Those of you that wanted a no, it's a no. Because we have 3 major arcana cards. And of course, the Artist is not an actual tarot card. It's just added by the author of this deck. But with you having 3 major arcanas, I feel like you're standing very much in your power right now. And whatever you decide for yourself, you can bring about. So it's up to you. And I hate to be vague because this was supposed to be a yes or no. But you know what the outcome will be best for you. You know what we were hoping for. With this Artist in reverse and the Sun in reverse, so I feel like if it's those of you that chose this pile are artistic and you are artists and you want to create, this is not a bad sign. The cards are calling you to just be slightly realistic. What I mean by that, like, not to have your hopes so high up that you start doing 10 or 15 different things at once and then you cannot see them through and finish them. I feel like with the Artist in reverse, you have great talents, you have great creativity, and especially with the 33, I feel like you want to either publish something or start something that maybe is even a little brand new, like it hasn't been seen before. Like, I mean, we live on Earth where there are more than 7 billion people, so of course it has been seen before, but you with your energy and you with yourself add certain tweaks and minor differences that make it original and that make it you. So even if it is, and I now saw 1111, so you're very protected with your manifestation, your spirit guides are with you and your angels are with you. I lost my train of thought. Anyways, I feel like you bring into this project, into this situation, the energy of uniqueness. You have a different perspective or a different point of view, or you just, you enjoyed something and you're now recreating it, but you feel that it can be done even better. And the cards are saying, go for it. Or if you like, you were asking, is there going to be an obstacle? Then it's going to be a no. Again, I told you it's the outcome that you wanted. It's just that the Artist paired with the Sun, both reversed, are calling you to finish what you maybe already started in the past. I am seeing. Like you were hoping for it. You started something some time ago and maybe you did not see it through. But you're just so enthusiastic. You have such craving to learn. You want to understand new things. Like you want to grab new knowledge as soon as possible and you want to put it to use. You want to have many talents in your portfolio. I feel like you're also widely like educated. I mean, just, you know, a lot of different, and I kind of hear like weird random things that you will bring together in your artistry. So these cards are just saying to not start 20 projects at the same time and then leave them and feel frustrated or even like hate yourself or have negative feelings towards yourself that I'm so stupid, I didn't finish it, or I am a failure, I'm weak because I wanted to start it all and I didn't. The cards are really saying focus on one thing at a time and you're gonna be successful in that. Just take a different perspective with this Hanged Man. Take a different look, take some deep breaths, take a pause. I feel like if for you it's not gonna be a long pause, even though it's a major arcana. So because it's a major arcana, I feel like it's a reoccurring pattern in your life. And I feel like with you, whenever you have a new idea, you receive new visions on how to bring about your creations and your projects. It's like whenever you get them, always take at least a couple of hours or 1 to like, let's say 3 days to think about it, to meditate on it, to pause and to ask yourself, is it really what I want? Or is it even something I can afford to do? Do I have that much time to dedicate to do all of these things at once? So I feel like it's going to be a reoccurring thing for you because I feel that you're someone who wants to accomplish many great things. And for you, it's tempting to lose your focus and try to multitask. But in my humble opinion, multitasking maybe works up until 2 tasks or 3, but not more. So please, the cards are saying focus on one. And now let's get to more cards to just have some more clarification. So this will be, what can you do to move like more easily, to slide more easily into this situation? And this card, what will help you slide with more ease? So we have for you the King of Pentacles. Like, this is confirming all that I have been saying. King of Pentacles is someone with great routine, and he's like fixed in his routine. He can be a bit boring. The King of Pentacles is not someone that you probably want to party with. He's more like this guy that you ask for a plan to help you prepare to help you put your resources into good areas. So he's kind of mundane, but this is the energy I feel like you need to step into. I am feeling with this king that it's not necessarily you, because you're with the sun as your like major theme. You're someone who's very like exuberant, and you're just cheerful. You want to go, you want to explore, you want to do, you want to learn, you want to create. And I feel like this king is someone that you either have in your surroundings or that you will meet, and that you kind of need to ask for help at times to did I mention in your pilot you're a bit in the clouds with your thoughts? So the pentacles are very earthly, and the king is calling you to go down, kind of, stop floating in the air all the time. Maybe you even are an air sign or a fire sign. So even though the Hanged Man is ruled by Pisces, which is a water sign, I feel with this energy that you may be an earth sign, which is, give me a second, this is Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. And with the sun, it's Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. So this can be one of your big three, like sun, moon, or rising. It doesn't have to be, but it can be. So I feel for you, even if you're not these signs, you need some structure right now, and I feel like you need help from someone, maybe even from someone who's older than you. Sorry, I said the incorrect word in English, so I had to cut. Someone that will help you, calm a little bit your instincts to just go and push and receive. And with what will help you do it, we have the Hermit in reverse. Interesting. So because the Hermit is a card that calls you to have a little bit of soul searching, so as I was saying, taking a pause, but I feel like with your exuberance and with just your energy, it's not something that you want to also stay in. It's not the energy that you want to stay in. You don't want to go from one extreme to the next. So this Hermit, even though it's a major arcana, it calls you to, have some maybe even alone time. It just goes hand in hand with this Hanged Man, so I'm not gonna repeat myself. Anyways, it just, for you, I am feeling this is reversed because this is not generally energy that you want to be in. You're not meant to be alone and stay in preparation phase. I feel that it's also calling you to, even though you maybe want some time, like I said, it's a repeating pattern in your life, to take a step back and assess your situation. But it's saying do not get stuck in it and trust your instincts. Even if you feel that this is a moment to go right now, I want to act, then this is like a confirmation that trust yourself, and even though have pauses, then still you will know best when to act. And I also asked for an affirmation for you. I don't have any affirmation cards, so I did it on my iPad, and it says, there is a good reason I was paired with this perfect family. So your family doesn't have to be your actual family. It can be your soul family. It can be your friends, your tribe. So I feel like this King of Pentacles is someone that you know. And when I was talking about it, you probably got an intuitive nudge, like who it is, who it can be, who you can ask for this preparation phase and all of that. So this is all I have for you, my beautiful pile number 2. And now I saw on the clock 222. You have a lot of repeating numbers. Maybe you even are seeing now many synchronicities, and that's amazing for you. I am very happy. I wish you all the best with your project, whether creative or not. And shine your brightest, pile number 2. Thank you for spending your time with me. All the best on this path and further in life. I wish you all the best. Stay safe, stay true to who you are, and maybe we'll see each other again. So until next time, and bye. Hi friends, that chose pile number 3. Welcome to your pile. You chose the rose quartz. I put it here so that you know that you're in your correct pile. Before we take a look at the cards, I have a disclaimer that I would like you to listen through. It ultimately doesn't matter what the cards say about your situation. What's important is your mental well-being. If you hope for a no and you get a yes, or vice versa, please know that it does not mean that something is or is not for you, will or will not happen. I myself was once hoping for a yes from tarot, and I watched 2 different readings, and both of them said no. And I was slightly depressed for a couple of days before I realized that it did not mean that this thing was not for me. I got a no because I did not believe in myself, in my ability to bring about that desired outcome. And tarot simply reflected my inner state to me. I was looking for validation in places other than myself. Your heart will always be the one who's right, and not an online reading. Your fate is never set in stone, and you have all the power to always change your circumstances. And now that we all know that and are aware we are on the same board, let's look at what the cards have in store for you. So this is going to be your major theme, the card in the center. So for you, we have a death. Oh, interesting. Then we have the 6 of Swords, and we have the 10 of Cups in reverse. So for you, pile number 3, it's a no. Now, I don't know if you were hoping for a no or for a yes. I will try to address both of the sides. So now for those of you that wanted a yes but got a no, I feel that if you move into your situation as you are right now, you will be looking for happiness, because the 10 of Cups is a card of happiness, but you may find disappointment. Oh my, I don't want it to sound harsh. It's the outcome is always what you want it to be. But I feel that for those of you again that wanted a yes, before you can fully move on into this situation and get a yes, because it's not a no forever. It always changes. It's only based on your current energy. But as you're watching it right now, you need to leave something behind. You have thoughts that are not supporting the version of you that you want to become, the version of your future that you want to manifest. And you need I don't even know if it's like romantic, because the 10 of Cups can talk about family, and of course in family we usually find a partner. If it's for you about family, then I feel maybe there was a previous relationship that you still haven't moved on from. Or even if it's not about relationship or just happiness and fulfillment, like emotional fulfillment, there is a cycle that you're not letting to end. Because as we see with the 6 of Swords, we have like this man. So I feel like it represents you. Of course, you don't have to be a man. You're in between 2 parts of an ocean or sea, river, whatever this body of water is, and you're oscillating between the 2. So you're oscillating between this part that is tranquil and peaceful, and the one that's churning, and there's some turmoil in there. And before you can fully move into your desired outcome and into your situation, you need to let a certain period of your life die. Maybe stop ruminating over the past, or you need to become like the newer version of you, because we cannot like step into the new version of the future while we are our old selves. We cannot have new results with old beliefs. We cannot have new opportunities and just new way of living with old habits, old ways of doing things. So I feel for you, pile number 3, doing this maybe is a bit painful and difficult. With death, we have a lot of grieving and just sadness. And with the 6 of Swords, this card can usually indicate that even though the new land that you're coming towards is better, there's always like some nostalgia or a part of you that still looks back to the past. Here actually this man is like looking towards the peaceful times. So maybe it's even that you look at what you have gone through or the how you do things now, and you find a lot of peace there, and you're scared of moving into the unknown because you're scared of the churning waves. But you know that tides change all the time, and even though this part of the ocean is now tranquil, it can flip very easily. So again, if you were hoping for a yes, I feel like just the sole presence of the 10 of Cups means that you can have that. It is there for you, but the cards want you to be patient, pile number 3. Life does not happen in one day. You're probably now an adult, and you got into this point because you persevered all these days, because you carried yourself up until now throughout all those years. And the cards are of course not saying that it will take years. No. It's just that you did not become the person that you are right now. And I believe that if you're even called to my videos, you're already in the spiritual community. You're already working on yourself. You can be a light worker. You can be a highly sensitive. You can be an empath. I feel like you are already a great person to just know. I'm so happy you're my viewer. So you're deserving of this happiness that you want, of this fulfillment that you want, of some like family environment. I now notice that we have the 10 here, and 10 also talks about completion. So I feel like you're now in this boat and you're stepping into the completion of a certain period, and only then, once you exit it, you will be able to move into the new life, into the new you. Honestly, I want to take a look at your 2 other cards that will give us some more clarification. So this card will say how you can more easily slide into this situation, and this card will be what will help you. So here we have 4 of Pentacles. Interesting. So the 4 of Pentacles, I don't find this card very helpful here, because the 4 of Pentacles, as you can see, we have a girl who's she's stepping onto coins, holding one. She doesn't want anyone to have them. So I feel like you're holding tightly onto something, and with the 6 of Swords, I feel it's correlated with your past. And with the 4 of Pentacles, I feel like this is how you learn that certain things are done, a certain routine, just a way of being. And it's of course not your fault. Maybe you saw your parents do it and you think that this is the norm. You're really being called to let go. And the idea of letting go in life and letting life carry you is, well, it's, easier said than done, as many things are. But you're really being called to cultivate surrender. Learn how to surrender and cultivate trust in life, that this boat is leading you to a good outcome, to a good situation, a good period in your life. Like, you don't have to be on patrol, is it called, all the time. You don't have to be patrolling it all the time, because the land is fairly close and you can take a rest. Pile number 3, you're allowed to take a rest. You're allowed to even take a nap on this boat and let the waves carry you, because you're safe. You're safe, you're held right now. Just like this child is held, the newborn baby is held by its parents, you're also being held by life right now, and you need to have trust. By the way, if you're someone who were hoping for a no, then it just confirms that, you know, if you're like that a certain thing will not happen, or an outcome is not for you if you did not want it to be for you. But yeah, I'm mostly addressing those of you that wanted it to be a yes. And now what will help you? We have the King of Swords. So I feel pile number 3, you need to start trusting yourself. And now maybe what I have been right now talking about all the time, maybe it does not even resonate with you, and you're like, nah, I want it to be a yes and it's gonna be a yes. Then this King of Swords is saying, trust your decision, trust your knowledge, your intuition, your wisdom. And so whether the reading resonates or not, just trust your own self. This king can also talk about if you're moving from a very difficult period and you're letting it die, you're letting yourself grieve. The King of Swords, may call you to seek a counselor, a therapist, someone to talk to. And I think a licensed person. It can of course be like talking to a friend that you feel embodies the King of Swords, so someone who has very good communication skills, has like clear vision, isn't swayed easily by emotions. But I feel like if it's your family or friends, they are going to be biased because they care about you and they love you. So if you have been considering therapy or talking to a licensed professional, this King of Swords is your nudge to go for it. And for those of you that are not considering it, or maybe you cannot afford it, it says that you can become the King of Swords of your life, but you need to trust your wisdom, that you know where you're going, and that your thoughts, your past, it doesn't have control over you. It does not dictate your future. And you can rule your life from your own belief system, and you have all the right to do so. And I asked for an affirmation for you, pile number 3, although I don't have any cards with affirmations, so I just use my iPad. You know, it is what it is. It says, I offer an apology to those affected by my anger. So yes, indeed, it can talk about maybe you actually do need to apologize to someone to make amends and really cut this cord from your past. But I feel for others of you, it's also maybe you have been waiting for an apology from someone who hurt you, and you're still ruminating over it. You're still in the past, you're still thinking about it. And what the message is here for you is that I know that it would be the best if they apologized, but no, pile number 3, that you're strong and you don't need their apology to move on. And if you move on, it does not mean that you forget. It does not mean that you will allow it to repeat. The best thing for you would be to forgive. I mean, the best thing for everyone, it's always to forgive, because if you forgive, you let yourself free. And if you're not feeling ready to forgive, don't feel bad about it. But know that if you do forgive someone for doing you wrong, it does not mean that they had the right to hurt you. You're just giving yourself permission to move on and to free yourself from that painful wound and from that painful situation. For those of you that it's not about like past, it's just about your thoughts that are criticizing you, and you need to let those die. So this is all I have for you today, my beautiful pile number 3. Thank you so very much for staying with me and watching. I hope the situation goes well. Remember that you have all the power to always change your circumstances, and maybe you can even come in a few weeks or months and tell me how it went for you. And if you like work on this and your energy changes, you can always choose another pile, and you'll be surprised that a no can turn into a yes. With work, with dedication, with time, with patience, and with forgiveness for yourself. I just got a notification on my phone that said, "My love is a precious gift." The rest was hidden, but I think it's like, "And I am the one who chooses who receives my love." So be also, because you chose the rose quartz heart. The rose quartz talks about love and self-love, self-compassion, and because it's a heart, I feel like you may have a broken heart, whether it's from a relationship or just from a situation. And know, pile number 3, that your love is immense. It's a great gift, but the first person that you always should receive your love is you, and then you give it to other people. So thank you so very much for watching and listening to me today. I really wish you all the best. My heart goes out to you, and stay safe. Please always stay true to who you are. Don't mask your beautiful self, because you're radiating and you're here to shine the brightest. So all the best on your path and in life in general, and maybe we'll see each other again, who knows. So until next time, and bye. Hi friends, welcome to pile number 4. I put your crystal amethyst right here so that you know that you clicked on the correct one. And before we take a look at the cards, I have a disclaimer that I would like you to listen through, because it ultimately does not matter what the cards say about your situation. What's important is your mental well-being. If you hope for a no and you get a yes, or vice versa, please know that it does not mean that something is or is not for you, will or will not happen. I myself was once hoping for a yes from tarot, and I watched 2 different readings. Both of them said no. So I was slightly depressed for a couple of days before I realized that it did not mean that the thing was not for me. I got a no because I did not believe in myself and in my ability to bring about my desired outcome. And tarot simply reflected my inner state to me. So I was looking for validation in places other than myself. And your heart will always be the one who's right, not an online reading. Your fate is never set in stone, and you have all the power to always change your circumstances. Remember that we only read your current energy, and if your energy changes because you're a conscious being, then your fate does too. And so now that we are on the same board, let's take a look at what the cards have in store for you. So this is gonna be like your main theme. So what do we have? Here we have 2 of Swords in reverse. If you know anything about tarot, 2 of Swords is about choices, so for now it doesn't help us. Here we have the Page of Wands in reverse. And here we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. I will actually show you all the cards. So pile number 4, because all the cards happen to be reversed, I am feeling it's a no. What's catching my attention at the very beginning is that the sword, when you look at the card this way, it looks, because, upright, you have a hand that holds a sword, and here we have the crown, which can be a sign of winning, being successful, and something flourishing from your success or from the potential of it. something's blooming and thriving. But when we look at the card upside down, it kind of looks like the hand is stabbing you or stabbing your crown. So I definitely feel with the sword here that this choice could prove to be double-edged. So I know that the yes or no pick-a cards are usually used for, clarification when you have a couple of different paths and you don't know which one to choose, or you're just hoping for a certain outcome and you want to know beforehand what could possibly happen. So it's obvious that you came here with a certain choice. And honestly, what I can tell you, pile number 4, if you were hoping for a yes and you got a no, then you can always reevaluate and reassess your situation. I feel like I mentioned it in all piles, whether they got yes or no, it can always change. But sometimes we just hear a certain message to know that there's a precaution. So for example, I did one pile and it was kind of like, yes, but not now. Like, wait a little bit, take a pause. And for you, whether you decide to do it and go for it or no, I'm gonna tell you that right now, with swords being present and wands being present together, so the wands are the element of fire and swords represent the element of air. And if you combine air with fire, if you air starts blowing into the fire only gets bigger and bigger and more dangerous, and it has the potential to hurt you. With the Ace of Swords here in this position, I feel that if you act immediately disregarding the no, you may end up hurting yourself. And with the Page of Wands, even if you still want to continue this, whatever that is, it's I feel like it's calling you to come up with some sort of a plan so that you're always ready even for unexpected situations. Because look at this page. He found himself in the desert. And now in the original Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, we see that the wand has little leaves sprouting from it. So the meaning in the original tarot is that even if you find yourself on the desert, which is like a metaphor for a situation where you maybe do not thrive as well as usually, you still find the inspiration and creativity. But I feel like with this image, the soil is very barren and your ideas cannot grow properly right now. Maybe with the swords, your judgment is a bit clouded. The communication with someone may be stunted. And I feel, pile number 4, that you either need to have a change of scenery or take some time to let this wand flourish, maybe in a different place, or the soil could be your thoughts and mindset. Like, you need to plant the seed in fertile soil. Ultimately, whatever you choose to do, my message for you is please do not be hasty and do not rush whatever it is that you're getting yourself into. So you can completely disregard what I have been talking about with the no. For you, it can be a yes if you want, because again, the 2 is like being torn between 2 choices. But I feel like do not rush it. Yeah, take some time to reevaluate. Also, think about possible paths, possible outcomes, but also try to include your rational mind with these swords. While it's good to have imagination and creativity and not think inside of a box, not close yourself off from possible opportunities that maybe other people are not seeing, I feel like there's a little bit of rationality here in this situation needed. Let's look at 2 other cards so that we have more messages. So here we're gonna be answering what could help you slide into this situation, into this decision more easily, and hear what can help you do it. So let's look at what we have. So here we have 5 of Cups. So I feel like with you, pile number 4, you're scared or just worried and anxious that if you make a choice, it's not going to be the correct one for you. Because with the 5 of Cups, we see that guy, there are 5 cups around him and 3 have, what do you call it? Like tipped over. 2 of them behind him are still standing. And because he's only paying attention to the ones that have fallen, he does not see that these are still good to go, like maybe with some fluid inside. I want to reassure you, pile number 4, that you have nothing to be scared of. I mean, even if you do not make a choice for yourself, then the universe will come and make this choice for you. And I feel like some of you might have now be like, I actually want it because I don't want to make a choice, and you want to get rid of this responsibility that's on your shoulders and give it to someone else or something else, like some higher power. This is why self-trust is very important. Like, no matter what you choose, there will always be positive aspects of your decision and negative ones. You cannot be at two places at the same time. Maybe if you astrally project, but if you astrally project, then your physical body stays in one place. So you cannot party and be at the university at the same time, for example, right? And I personally watched a video a couple of days ago. It was like, watch it when you feel stressed or anxious, whatever. And it showed our planet Earth in the cosmos, that it's so tiny and so small and you cannot see a small human. And then it was zooming out and out and out. So it showed our solar system, then it showed the galaxies, then it showed the whole universe, and then it talked about the possibility of multiverse. And remember, pile number 4, that your choice is temporary, and at the end of the day you want to make it, because usually if the universe comes, if we have this intervention and it comes to help us, the divine intervention may be good, but if we take a long time deciding between 2 things, what happens to you, like how life will oblige you, how your circumstances will force you, it's usually not what we wanted and what we expected. So my ultimate message would be, trust yourself, because you're not gonna choose wrong. You're never gonna choose wrong. Every path has something beautiful to offer, and every path has something painful to offer. Now, what could help you slide into it? We have the High Priestess. As I was saying, trust, trust, trust. You have all the cards in reverse, and pile number 4, I feel like you really do not trust your intuition. The High Priestess is someone who is highly intuitive, and she holds this book, but she does not have to use it. She doesn't need, because all the knowledge she has from the spiritual realms. This is why we have the crescent moon, which represents that. And in the original Rider-Waite-Smith, with the High Priestess card, we have 2 pillars. Oh, we actually have the 2 pillars. It was more difficult to see it. And it's in the original, it's black. One is black and one is white. I don't know which one is which. And it also represents a lot of things, like the connection between intuition and intellect, between night and day, between yin energy and yang energy. So even though I gave you the advice of being rational with this decision, with the sword, pile number 4, I trust you with your decision. I really trust you, your spirit guides, the universe, whatever you choose to believe in, they trust you too. And maybe talk to a loved one. Of course, don't ask them what should happen and what choice you should make, because they ultimately may give you the answer that you're not gonna like, and then you're gonna do it and you're gonna blame them. I'm not saying you are, but it happens with people. We are humans and we don't like to feel the pain. So it's just easier to say, oh, you recommended this path to me. But you can always talk to a loved one so that they will reassure you that you're smart, you're amazing, and you should trust yourself. Because I know deep down that you have the inclination, the idea of where to go. Like, let's say we have this scale. So for you with the Two of Swords, I feel like it's very close. There's not like one that's winning over the other. So let's give it in percent. If it's like 100, so I feel for you it's like 51 and 49. You know, it's not like 30-70 or 60-40. I feel for you the difference is very slight. It's like 49 here, 51 here. But there's still like between 49 and 51, you have 2 points of difference, right? Like, so you slightly know which one is better for you, and just listen to your heart. You know what to choose. They probably did not help you that much. I'm so sorry. I hate giving vague messages. But the cards are saying, you know, pile number 4. You know, you just might have forgotten. Oh, and one more thing that I would have forgotten. This is why the cards moved, because I almost removed them. But I have an affirmation for you. Unfortunately, I don't have any cards with affirmations. So I'm just using my iPad. You know, it is what it is. We work with what we have. And the affirmation that you got is, all that I need comes to me at the right time and place in this life. And yeah, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so very much for watching and listening. I wish you the best with this decision and in just the rest of your life in general. Stay safe. Please always stay true to who you are. Make choices that are in alignment with you and not with other people, because you matter the most. You matter in your life. You're the hero. You're the protagonist of your life. So all the best. All my love goes to you. Thank you for listening. Maybe we'll see each other again. Who knows? So until next time, and bye. Hi friends, welcome to pile number 5. I put your crystal blue agate here so that you know that you chose the correct one with the timestamps. Sometimes it happens that, you know, your finger slips and you click on the wrong one. Before we take a look at the cards, I have a disclaimer that I would like you to listen through. So it ultimately doesn't matter, pile number 5, what the cards say about your situation. What's important is your mental well-being. If you hope for a yes and you get a no, or vice versa, please know that it does not mean that something is or is not for you, or will not happen. I myself was once hoping for a yes from tarot, and I watched 2 different readings, and both of them said no. And I was slightly depressed for a couple of days before I realized that it did not mean that this thing was not for me. I got a no because I did not believe in myself and in my ability to bring about that desired outcome. And tarot simply reflected my inner state to me. So I was looking for validation in places other than myself. Your heart will always be the one who's right, and not an online reading. Besides, the reading is general. Your fate is never set in stone, and you have all the power to always change your circumstances. Remember that it's your current energy, and if you work on something, meditate, or say affirmations, it can be even the simplest things, your energy can change and your fate will change. So with that in mind, we're on the same board right now, and we can take a look at what the cards have in store for you. So this is going to be like your main theme, so let's take a look. So we have the Tower in reverse. Then we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And then we have the World card. Okay. So I feel for you, pile number 5, it's a yes. I know that we have the Tower. If you probably know anything about tarot, you may be scared of the Tower because it means usually like chaos. But first of all, it's reverse. And I feel like the world is just taking the majority here. The world is what interests me the most. This is always about completion of a certain cycle in your life. It's usually a very, very positive card. I don't know if you were hoping for a no, but in my opinion, it's a yes. So the Tower here, I feel like it would talk about some personal transformation coming up for you. And yeah, you're ending one cycle and going into the next. Something is ending for you, I feel like, pile number 5. If not, you know better. Don't be scared. No one's dying. I wonder if you're planning to travel, because I feel like the cards may point to a travel. The world can talk about that. And with the Tower, the man in the tower is literally falling from the window to the earth. So it's like flight. So maybe you're going somewhere with the airplane. And with the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, because it usually talks about family wealth, I feel that you may be moving away from your family, pile number 1, or you're considering it, or it's just something about leaving them for at least a certain period of time. Or it's about cutting yourself financially or someone else financially, that maybe you have been providing for someone for a long time, or they have been providing for you, and now you're cutting the cord. And this is why the cycle is coming into completion, because I feel for you, you're stepping into independence in your period now. Maybe you actually plan a new house, new home, because with the Tower in reverse, it kind of looks like the man is falling from the sky and will fall back right into the tower. And then we have this like divine intervention with the thunders and with the eye. I feel that it might point that you're creating your own heaven on earth, whether it is like in the form of a physical house or just, I don't know, by changing mindset or people that you surround yourself with. I feel like there's a certain change of surroundings with you. For those of you that were hoping for a no, I feel like you need to say yes to change. You need to stop being afraid of things falling apart and understand that life is like a big river, and you step into the river and something comes, then it goes, but new things will come. So for those of you that were hoping for a no, please don't be scared of losing anything, because with the world, you need to experience the completion of a cycle to receive new blessings, to find new people, to gain new experiences, to gain new knowledge, etc. And if there's any financial fear as to whether you will be provided in this new cycle once this what you're going through ends, or maybe it has ended for you just some time ago and now you're like wavering between yes or no in regards to something else. With the 10 of Pentacles, I feel like for some time you may need to let go of your money. And I don't mean that in an irresponsible way. I don't mean just go and splurge and spend more than you're earning and buy yourself a new, I don't know. I am going shopping today for the first time in, I think, half a year. And I want to buy one dress. So only a dress is coming to my mind. So don't go and splurge, I don't know, 1,000 euros on a dress, on a suit, on a laptop, on a car. Of course, a car doesn't cost 1,000 or can if it's, some old junk. But I feel that if it's regarding the travel thing for some of you, don't be scared to let go of your money. I mean, for like spending for good food, to buy yourself organic food, to eat in good places, to sleep well. Do not be scared of providing for yourself, because it will eventually come back. In my own life and by meditating about money at times, I realized that money is like ocean tides. They come and they go, and they come and then go. And you have to be okay with both of them. And usually people are okay only with money coming their way. And when it starts flowing away, we get a bit grudgy and sad and angry at times. So for you, it's don't be scared. Actually, I wonder if they could be very specific only to one of you with the ocean, as I said, with the ocean. Maybe you go to a body of water. It can be a lake, river, sea. Because with the blue agate, I'm feeling very watery vibes, especially when we look at the lines. it kind of looks like a wave. But yeah, let's look at 2 other cards so we have more clarification. So this will answer what could help you slide into your situation with more ease. And here we will have what will help you. It's kind of the same question, kind of not. I don't even know if I said this one correctly. How can you slide more easily? What will help you? I hope that's clear. If I messed it up, I'm sorry. So how can you slide into it more easily? For you, we have the 9 of Wands. It's surprising that we have the 9 of Wands because this card talks about fighting the last battle. And I feel like this is the situation you found yourself in right now. And you're still maybe on an outlook, like, is there anything coming still? Do I have to fight more? Or it doesn't have to be about fight. It's just like, do I have to be on the outlook still and pay attention and be vigilant and, just kind of restless? While the other cards are saying, relax, the cycle is coming to an end. Kind of whether you want it or not, but I feel like usually it's a very good thing that a new cycle begins because we can kind of experience rebirth even though we are still alive in this particular body. So it's I find it amazing. And then what could help you slide more easily into this? We have the Knight of Swords. So now I am questioning my own self, but I think a few seconds ago I said the word restless in regards to the 9 of Wands. So that's exactly the energy of the Knight of Swords in reverse. So I feel like pile number 5, stay calm. I know it's easier said than done, especially from a girl on the internet that you don't know. you only know her voice. But stay focused, don't let yourself be swayed, and don't get impatient, I feel like, because you may hear from me that this thing is coming, this completion, this new beginning is coming, this travel for some of you. So don't get impatient. Wait for the right moment to appear, because the knights, when they are reversed, they are just unstoppable. They want to fight. They're these teenagers that have bursts of emotions. Well, maybe not emotions with swords, but you may get many ideas, I feel like, many thoughts on, okay, how to proceed next, what to do next, where to go. You can also talk about communication, so maybe even telling your friends or family your plans and just like, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna do it, and you just tell everyone. So I feel like with this, stay calm, pile number 1. 5, I'm sorry, I don't know why I said 1. 1 is the number of new beginnings, so maybe this is why I said it, because it's a new something is beginning for you, a new journey. And with the knight, I also feel that you're, getting on your horse, metaphorically, of course. Maybe you can also travel on your horse if you want to. You're getting on your horse and you just patatting to tap, into another city, country, or just like a journey in your life. It can be in the same place geographically, but you will be somewhere else with your mind, with your soul, with your approach. So my advice is don't rush, pile number 5. Wait to tell your plans to everyone for now. Stay with this information. Get to know your own feelings, how you feel in it, what are your emotions and opinions. And yeah, I feel like I'm repeating myself, so that's all I have for you. Oh, and I also have an affirmation for you today. I don't have any cards with affirmations, so I use my iPad. I mean, we work with what we have, and it is what it is. So the affirmation that you got is, I kindly ask for help and guidance if I cannot see a better way. Ooh, so that's nice. So I feel like if you, because the swords can talk about mental clarity, and if it's reversed, if your mind is unclear about which steps to take, even though I said like don't burst with your ideas to everyone, but it's not the same as asking for help. Reach for help to someone that maybe has gone through what you're experiencing right now, and they can give you a piece of advice. Or I can also talk about asking your spiritual team and the universe for help, and the way will show up in front of you. you will receive a sign if you ask for it. So I wish you all the best on your journey, on your path. And I wonder how that goes. Maybe you can come in a few weeks or months and let me know. But yeah, thank you so very much for watching. Stay safe. Always stay true to who you are. Do what makes you feel good, what's in alignment. And maybe we'll see each other again. Who knows? So until next time, and bye. Hi friends, welcome to pile number 6. I put your crystal angel light here so that you know that you entered into the correct reading. And before we take a look at the cards, I have a disclaimer that I would like you to listen through. So it ultimately doesn't matter what the cards say about your situation, because what's important is your mental well-being. If you hope for a yes and you get a no, or vice versa, please know that it does not mean that something is or is not for you, will or will not happen. I myself was once hoping for a yes from tarot, and I watched 2 different readings, and both of them said no. I'm sorry. Ooh, I just have a cough. My throat chakra closed. Maybe that's a sign. Anyways, I was slightly depressed for a couple of days after hearing the answer. But it was only until I realized that it did not mean that this thing was not for me. I got a no simply because I did not believe in myself and in my ability to bring about that desired outcome. And tarot simply reflected my inner state to me. So I was looking for validation in places other than myself. And your heart will always be the one who's right, and not an online reading. Your fate is never set in stone, and you have all the power to change your circumstances. So also keep in mind that it's your current energy, and if you start working on your energy, like even with affirmations, meditation, very simple things at times, you can change it instantaneously. So knowing that we are on the same board, let's take a look at what the cards have in store for you. So this is going to be like your main theme, the one in the center. And yeah, let's take a look. For you, we have death. Very interesting. In one other pile, it was exactly the same. We have the 6 of Wands. And we have the Knight of Swords. The answer is depends. So I would say it's a yes. If you think about going into something, but it's not an immediate yes. Because we have 2 knights on both sides and they are reversed, and the knight is usually about just plowing through obstacles and getting your way, just getting onto your horse and starting your journey. I mean, like, the knight is not about starting your journey, but, you know, getting on the horse, getting on the way, and getting your prize, like what you have your eyes on. My pile number 6, I wouldn't like to scare you. And if you asked a question that you were hoping to get a no, because let's say a yes would be negative, it would mean that something bad is going to happen, then for you specifically, it's a no. Because with the death upright, death is nothing to fear in tarot, in my opinion. I mean, it can talk about physical death, but it's like once a blue moon, you know, it usually does not happen. Death is usually about a completion of a cycle, something having to end. So for those of you that I said it's not an immediate yes, wow, many piles got it. It's like a pause is needed and a reevaluation of your priorities, circumstances, and what you stand for, your beliefs. Because I feel, pile number 6, that you are quite determined to get into this. Again, for those of you that want to go into something and start, or just continue down a path, or if it's like with a specific person, I don't want it to sound mean. Please don't get offended. You're awesome. But I feel like if you went into this right now, you would not be quite ready. And you need a little bit more of preparation. So you're determined. I feel like you have your goal in mind and you're really willing to go to great lengths to achieve your goal. I think it's like a noble goal, and I'm using the word noble especially because we have knights, and it's like my first association with a knight. I don't know if you're looking for some public recognition for what you're doing or about to do, or if it's about like a specific person. Let's say you want someone else's attention. I feel like as you are right now, you can have some limiting beliefs or anxiety that would only pull more, I don't want to say negativity towards you, but if you're scared that they are going to say something wrong about me, or I'm going to be misunderstood. A misunderstanding is really coming through strongly, especially with the sword reversed, because sword is about like a clear communication. So when it's reversed, I feel you may have this fear of being misunderstood, and that your message is not going to be maybe widely accepted, or only for the special few. So if you go into this thing right now with these fears and with this anxiety, your outer reality is going to reflect your inner reality. So you need more preparation, pile number 6, but it's not like it's a no. Only if you were hoping for a no, then nothing bad is happening. It's that you need some more, not guidance, like training, but I don't mean training from another human being, only if that's what you want. But I feel like it's you training yourself, training your stillness, your sense of self-worth, your self-trust, your confidence. I feel like confidence for you will be very crucial in this situation, because with the 6 of Wands, first of all, wands are fire energy. They are very outgoing and they like to be in public view. And then you got the 6 of Wands, which is the culmination of like public view. This is the card of public view. This is the card of other people celebrating your victory with you and welcoming you. This is why he has like this, whatever it's called, like a wreath, laurel on his wand, because he's coming victorious. So I definitely feel like because this card came out, this is in store for you, but not immediately, not right now. And the cards are really calling you to have patience. You need to let your old self die, which, no, I used two strong words. To your old self, not necessarily. There is a part of you, the one that doubts. It needs to die. And I feel because we are human beings, pile number 6, it will never die completely. This is at least what I hear on the internet, that, you know, people who are like famous or just people who took risks, it's not that they were not scared. It's that they took the risk despite their fear. So I don't think that your fears and anxiety and worries are ever gonna disappear completely, but I feel like you first need to go into this stage of really trusting that, okay, I know that this choice is for me. I know that I want it. I am certain 100%, and I'm going into it like these nights. And then your outer reality will just start reflecting, and the thing that you're hoping for, you will not even notice when it happens. Like, you will only snap out of it after, I'm feeling like week 2, 3, like a period within a month, and you will suddenly open your eyes, metaphorically, like your inner eyes, and you'll go like, oh, it's actually happening right this moment. So yeah, I will look at 2 more cards so that we have more information. So this card will explain how you can slide into the situation with more ease. And this will answer like what can help you, basically. So how can you slide more easily? We have the King of Wands, courage, courage, courage. You first need to become your own King of Wands, Leo energy. So you may feel like either have some Leo placements in your birth chart, or with the death here being in the center, you may be a Scorpio sun, moon, or rising, or have major placements. But we have this like whatever that is, the animal. I always see it as a lizard. If it's not a lizard, I'm sorry. In this reading, it's gonna be a lizard, and just, we accept it. So I now happen to find myself in a country where there are lizards, because where I usually live, there are none. And what I see with these small bastards is that they hide themselves very well because they are green. They like to sit in bushes. And then here up, we have a lion. So this is very much, even though I know that they talk in the wands about like fire and creativity, I think. But for me, like with your reading, it talks about this hiding yourself and this being in public view. And I feel this is something that you need to work on and step into your power when it comes to that. Maybe you actually even want to be a public speaker with the sort that talk about communication, but you don't have to. But it's something like maybe being just acknowledged for your work more publicly. Doesn't also mean that you need to broadcast yourself on the radio or on television, but just like having it maybe even as a group of students. But I feel like you want to be in public view because King is a leader, and I feel like in this reading it represents you. So you need to first become okay with being a leader. And even if you're someone who says, I don't want to lead, then I heard it once, I think it was from Chloe Taylor, that it happens naturally, that you don't have to want to be an influencer or leader. It just happens that you are yourself and people start following you. And like I said, you're just gonna snap out of it one day, like out of your own let's say bubble, and you're gonna see that you actually have a following and people who listen to you, and they care. They just simply care about your work. And what can help you slide into the situation with more ease? We have the star. How beautiful. So I feel pile number 6, and especially that you got the angelite, which for me, it corresponds to angels, to like our higher self and some greater perspective and vision for our lives. And then you got the star card, which talks about your North Star, your destiny, where you are supposed to go, like your truest self. I feel like this, the question that you're having is not a small, like it's not a question of do they like me or not, or which, it's not that I don't like these questions, but when I see tarot, like, do they think about you? I'm like, Jesus, like, just talk to the person, I'm sorry, but I don't want to do my tarot readings for junior high students or high school students who are too scared to talk to their crush. If for you it's about crush, then just move your ass and talk to them, okay? You will die anyways with the death. But I feel like for you, pile number 6, the question is deep. It's like an existential question of, is this the right path? Is this who I want to be? Is this in alignment with my soul, with my truest essence? Oh my God, I forget the words. And my face is very itchy, which is interesting because I got my throat blocked at the beginning of your reading, and now my face is itchy, and the face is like the upper 3 chakras. So I really feel, especially with the angelite, you're now moving into just like your spiritual path, pile number 6, and you're moving into your destiny. And I feel the star is only here to tell you to trust it, to trust where you're being led and where you are leading yourself, because I don't want to make it sound like you're only being led by something. You carried yourself up until now, so the claps, even though claps may sometimes be very ironic, but these are like true claps for you, and just the bravo, it goes for you. So I don't want to make it sound like just life carried you and you just came on the wave. You definitely put in a lot of work and you're still doing it. And there is still work ahead of you, pile number 6, but you're in a great, great direction right now with your life. And I'm very happy to see how it unfolds for you. Oh, and I have for you an affirmation. I don't have any affirmation cards, so I'm only going to use my iPad. You know, we work with what we have, and that's okay. So for you, we have, I cannot give up until I have tried every conceivable way. Yeah, I feel for you it's gonna be like trial and errors, but with the king, with this confidence and leadership, and with the star, knowing that it's your true purpose, I just feel that even if you, let's say, fail, like you see an obstacle, you won't even care. You'll be like, just like these knights plowing through the obstacles. And you're like, no, I know it's for me. Just remember that some further work needs to be put first. And you need to let your old belief system die, the one that's not serving the role that you want to play in your like next week's month, in your future. So that is all I have for you, my beautiful pile number 6. Thank you so very much for listening to me. And yeah, I hope everything goes well for you with the situation and in general with your life. You can even comment in a few weeks or in a few months and or now, however, whatever you want. I would be very grateful for your comment and saying like if it came true or if it helped you, and if you succeeded. I hope you do. I'm sure you will. So yeah, stay safe, always stay true to who you are, but you will, because you have the stars. So you're stepping into your true path. I love that for you, and maybe we'll see each other again, who knows. So until next time, and bye.